Hey, welcome to Greenlight. So today we're talking about Blu-ray releases, and excuse me, I'm doing a giveaway at the end of this video. I'm doing the announcement for a giveaway from last video, which was the unboxing of Star Wars, the Rise of Skywalker. So yeah, I'm really excited to give out the movie code for this, and stay tuned so you can find out whether or not you won from the last video. So we'll do that today after all the releases. So the first thing we have released is Little Women, Doctor Dolittle, just Dolittle basically, and then and then there's VFW and a couple other films as well. So it's not like major releasings and stuff like that, at least ones I'm not interested this week, except for maybe Dolittle. But let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed Dolittle. I do want to check out Little Women though. So let's get started. Yeah, my son is watching the Peanuts movie. So if you hear that in the background, just forgive that. Just the microphone. So I can bring this a little closer. Alright, so we're going to get started with our first feature film today. We're going to talk about Dolittle. Oh no, Little Women first. I don't have the back end. I tried I tried pretty hard to find it. Damn. This movie looks really, really good. If there's any special features, I highly recommend checking this out. If you ever heard of Lady Bird, this is the director of Lady Bird. And then this actress here, I don't believe I know her name exactly, but I think it's Saros Ronan. Let me know in the comments below if you know. But it looks really good. The trailer looks fantastic, and it's it's basically a remake of another film from a book, I believe, and it's a phenomenal film, romantic drama about just not necessarily like doing exactly everything by the book. And she's in a young age, different time period, and they're expecting her to be married at a certain age, but her mindset is a little more forward thinking. But let me know in the comments below if you check this film out. And then our next film we're talking about I'm going to go into is Dolittle. I have the 4K slipcover here. Here we go. So this film, quite interesting. It looks like he's back in the times of Sherlock Holmes, but he's Dr. Dolittle. So with that being said, it's a little different for Robert Downey Jr. to be doing. Robert Downey Jr. Talking to a bunch of animals and stuff like that. It's really interesting, but it's got like this period type thing to it, so it lends itself very well. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed this movie. Just a lot of people had like mixed feelings about it, negative feelings about it. I haven't seen it myself. I'd love to watch it with my son and my wife. I think that we would have a great time watching this as a family. That's usually what this is about, because this man, he's done a lot of Iron Man films, and those types of films, are all owned by Disney and Marvel, and that's usually for families and stuff like that. I would say families with like older children. My son's not old enough for that. He's about 3.5, let's say. In October he'll be 4, so he'll be catching up into superheroes at some point. But I think this one with the animals, it's very educational, something definitely worth checking out. So now I have up is the back end here of the 4K Blu-ray, And it looks like a lot of, just like what happened with the Blu-rays, a lot of special features are now catching up to the 4K resolution. On the Blu-rays, they were trying to catch up to the HD 1080p resolution for the special features. Let's see. All right, just taking a sip of my coffee. Let's see, the first one I see here is Talk to the Animals. So, most likely, definitely going to talk about all the animals and animal voices and who are voicing these animals, as well as the complications of acting with animals that are all CGI. Everything here, I believe, is all CGI. They may have gotten a couple real animals here and there, maybe in front of a green screen or so, but this is the time to find out where or not they've done this. The talking to the animals definitely talk about all about how they brought all the animals together and into the screen and have them act and talk and move around, in the pacing and everything that they need for the film. And they say, like in film school, they say never work with children and never work with animals, mainly because they have their own agenda, and it's not going to be, no matter, you can't pay them, you can't bribe them in any way. Maybe you could bribe your own child with a cookie or something to do something, but good luck with that. And then there's, I see here the next little documentary here, behind the scenes thing. This is done by Universal, so it's Becoming the Good Doctor. So this would definitely be with Robert Downey Jr. and his thoughts on Dr. Dolittle and his thoughts on being this great doctor of medicine for animals and stuff like that. So check it out. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know if you learned anything from these special features. I'm always saying that they're good ways to finding tidbits and help you understand a little bit of what you want to achieve, is by seeing a lot of the big heavy hitters make their films. I'm not sure exactly who directed this film, but either way, big budget and just seeing how it's being used. And then down the line, you'll start knowing more and more specifics, and then that'll like come into you're just knowing all these documentaries and everything like that. You'll just kind of like understand a little bit more of the engine of how to make a film, how to get your scenes and just the basics and all that stuff. Just getting the basics down is everything, and then working your way up. But this is great inspiration to watch films. Big films like make behind the scenes make their films and everything like that. So, all right, our next one here doesn't have the greatest reviews out there either. It seems like they're just kind of throwing all of them in here. I'm sad that Little Women is kind of a part of this in the sense of this releasing of this week. But there's movies for everybody. The next one is Cats. I haven't seen it myself. I've heard a lot of production problems, VFX problems that they had. They actually had to release 2 versions of it in theaters. It made next to nothing in the box office, and it's much more than they're making right now. I'll tell you that much. So basically, this film had a little wonky kind of looks with the actors' faces on top of the CGI cat bodies and stuff like that. So let me know in the comments below if you're looking to purchase this film, if you enjoyed it. I'm curious about it just as a filmmaker and a filmmaking standpoint. Whenever, not to say this movie failed in any way, I'm more saying that this film had its own production problems and production woes, they call them. So I'm curious to see how they put it together. Maybe some of the mistakes they may have come across. I'm not sure. I doubt it very much that they're even going to mention it in the behind the scenes, which I'm going to show you the back of it right now. This is the slipcover, and then we have the back end here. It says 40 minutes of bonus features. They better. There's a lot of stuff here to learn from. mocap stuff, motion tracking, and CGI animated work and stuff like that. So we have Taylor Swift, and then another one of my favorite actors, and my wife's favorite actor too. One of the actors that we just enjoy to see on TV a lot, and anything that he's in any movies, Idris Elba. He's in a lot of movies that we watch. But we have Taylor Swift here as well, my wife's favorite artist. She loves her. I bet there's great music here, and that's the crazy thing, is that a lot of the stuff that came out for this film is gonna get lost in one thing, in the CGI, and that's a big deal, especially when you try to go all the way realistic. You better go all the way and be exactly that, and then better. It's got to look good too. So, in the case of the Sonic thing, I think that people were taking CGI a little bit for granted, and they don't understand the work behind it. So they did some changes here for this film. So I'm not sure if maybe they're gonna talk about it, but it looks like let's zoom in here. It looks like, so there's 40 minutes of bonus features, including 9 lives, the cast of Cats. So definitely going to talk about the cast and everybody involved. Rebel Wilson, Idris Elba. There was just a bunch of heavy hitters here, and Taylor Swift and stuff like that. So, and then singing live. Not sure what that's about. Maybe they did a rehearsal type thing with the whole, kind of like a table read, but then they just did it in front of everybody, cast and crew. Cat School. And that's very self-explanatory. Cat School, they're definitely going to be talking about walking like a cat, all on 4 legs, or jumping like a cat, your movements, mannerisms, all that stuff. They go really in depth here about acting like a cat and everything like that, which is great, because most movies, they do stuff like that. They'll take you to police school or something. Maybe they do that for Bad Boys for Life. They did it for the first 2, I'm sure, and then movies like Miami Vice and stuff like that. And even when you do a military film, you got to take some military training. So let's see. And then the next thing here is a director's journey. That could get into what had happened, but I'm sure that's just going to be talking about how they went from conception to actually making the film. Sometimes films like this, when they have little troubles like that, they're not going to point out, that people had a problem with it and stuff like that. But they could go into it. But let me know in the comments below if they do or not. Then there's making music, going into the making of all the music in this film, probably spending time with Taylor Swift. The art of dance, again, maybe spending time with Taylor Swift, or definitely all the other actors dancing, each scene scaling up. Not too sure, that's kind of vague. That could be a lot of things. I think that's just another thing within maybe some more behind the scenes type of stuff. Maybe taking it up a notch in the making of this film, with their choreography and singing and everything like that. A lot of these actors, they're not singers. So the only one in here I know that's an actual singer here is Taylor Swift, but she's not an actress either. But she's done it before. A little magic, that could be talking about the CGI. So that's like a little Easter egg type thing, I guess. I'm not sure. It could be talking about the behind the scenes VFX on this, the dancers, and then making Macavity. That's definitely something in the story here. And then a feature commentary. So this is filled up with special features galore. I would just buy this movie just to look at all this stuff, because I'm not crazy interested in seeing this film. My wife doesn't seem interested in seeing it either. It just looks really weird and kind of creepy with the people faces on the cats. And I guess a lot of people felt that way too. They seem to feel that way a lot now, since we're getting used to VFX in our generation, especially with like movies like Sonic and all. So we're here now, and this is how it is, and people have opinions on VFX now. They're not understanding exactly how it's made. They just have an opinion on it, on how it's done and stuff like that. So very interesting. Let's see. So the feature commentary is very good too. So like I said, definitely worth checking out and purchasing for yourself if you're just interested in the special features and maybe not so much the film. Definitely a lot to learn from. Whenever any movie goes through its own struggles and stuff like that, again, there's always something to learn from that, because every movie takes on its own life, you know. Let me know in the comments below if you saw Cats, and so we can move on here for VFW. So with VFW, this seems like a grindhouse type action horror looking type of film. It's a bunch of like old guys and stuff like that stuck in a bar and all that. I guess they're fighting off somebody. It's kind of vague a little bit in the trailers, but definitely check this out. This seems to be a favorite of people that are into like cult classics. So I have a back end here, and courtesy of Blu-ray Dan, I'm gonna link him in the description below. So this is from Blu-ray Dan's Instagram account, and I also have a zoomed in version here because there's some special features on here actually, which is pretty cool whenever you have like a low budget grindhouse type film, even action based, it's great because you can see all the special effects, which I hope they use, which is like practical effects. So I see 2 filmmaker audio commentary. Is that because there's multiple directors? It just seems like there's only one director. 2 filmmaker audio commentary. I'm just curious as to who they could be pertaining that to. I'm thinking it's the writer director. But very interesting. Definitely one to check out and listen to. They'll definitely have a lot of information on how they made their film. And then I see right here the making of VFW. This is not a major distributor or anything like that, but they have Voltage pictures on this, and I guess they've put money on this as well. There's somebody that's done a lot of big films. You could look them up. So the making of VFW, I'm expecting it to be maybe 10-15 minutes. It could surprise us and be more. That's what's great about like independent films that have have behind the scenes sometimes. Sometimes they'll put in money where or they'll have somebody recording for free, just walking around, just happy to be on set. And I love those type of guys, because then you'll get a lot of information on how they made this behind the scenes of a independent type film, and how they got away with certain things and certain tricks and stuff like that. So the making of VFW, definitely something to check out. Let me know in the comments below if you have, and what kind of information you did learn from. And then I see here it says meet the cast of VFW. So definitely cast interviews here. And then the special makeup effects of VFW, which is everything what I was getting into. So there most likely not a lot of visual effects of like anything CGI or anything like that. So you won't catch that here. You'll see a lot of practical stuff. This is what's great if you do purchase this film, or either Dolittle or Cats as well. With this film, you'll get a lot of information in 2 films automatically if you've seen them both and now you watch the special features. But let me know in the comments below how awesome the making of the special makeup effects of VFW. Let me know in the comments below. I definitely want to hear more about this film. So with that being said, let's move on, and we're going on to our next feature film here. Escape from Pretoria. Escape from Pretoria. I know I have rented it today. My wife rented it. We have it there, and we're planning on seeing it. So this is with Daniel Radcliffe and then Daniel Webber. I'm not sure. I've seen Daniel Webber's face before. I think I've heard his name before as well. But this is a Universal releasing. I didn't hear much about this film at all. I saw a little bit. I think I've seen the trailer. It looks like a prison escape type film, and maybe there's like a level of mystery in it as well. Because you have Harry Potter here in front of it. But with Universal releasing it, they do have some special features as well. Something definitely worth checking out, because they don't, usually come out with like independent type films and stuff like that. I think this one wasn't one they expected to be an independent film. So let me zoom in here, because from what I see here, it doesn't look like it's gonna be like edited like a little documentary or anything like that, or try to be mostly entertaining. Since it is Universal, they could be splitting it up a little bit. This is behind the scenes footage way down the line here. But the first thing I see here is interviews with cast and crew. So this is definitely not like an audio commentary or anything like that. This is a direct interview with the cast and crew. So you're definitely going to get everybody's input on what this film was like for them to film it, to make it, what it was for them to act as these characters, and what it meant for them to be these characters. So a lot of information there for writers and directors, and definitely actors in that one. Then there's deleted scenes, like I always say. That's always great for any writer, any filmmaker as well, just so you know what ends up in the cutting room floor and doesn't move the movie forward. And then now on to the behind the scenes footage. Like I said, it could be split up a little bit, or it could just be like all edited, chunked together, and it's not like really highly entertaining. It's just like behind the scenes footage. Could be very, very short too. What's wrong, Logan? Oh, your train? Did your pad turn off? It had 30% this morning by mistake. Okay, we gotta charge it. Okay, so let's move on. So definitely check this film out. Let me know in the comments below if you've seen it. And then let's move on to our next couple films. These next films don't have any back ends in it. But the films themselves are really interesting, like this one here. I saw the trailer to this, and very strong visual language and storytelling in this, especially in this trailer. Really out there type of stuff. Reminds me of like those 80s like thrillers and stuff like that. They said it's like Donnie Darko mixed with another film. I forget the name of that film, but this movie looks so amazing and so original. So definitely check this out. Look it up. I have everything in the description down below, IMDB links, so you could check out their trailers, check out who was in the movie, and who made the films and all that stuff, and look at their IMDB credits. So with that being said, let's move on, and let's go to this next film here. This next film, I believe, is an overseas film, but it got Kate Winslet and Willem Dafoe to voice out some of these characters in this animated film called Swift. So Swift, like I said, I have everything in the description below. There's links to IMDb pages with their trailers and everything, so you can check that out. Let me know if you're going to see this movie. Looks really interesting. A little different than most animated feature films, like big ones. It's a little lower budget. Really interesting. I do want to check out. They do have maybe a making of. If they do, let me know in the comments below, and let's talk about this. And let's find out a little bit more, because then I'll do some like hardcore research, and we could talk about how they got this film made. And then the next film, I believe it's Gravitas Ventures releasing. But it has this actress, I can't remember her name too well, but I know she was like in a bunch of things, like an Austin Powers movie at some point. So just putting it out there, I forget her name. Let me know in the comments below if you know her name and heard of this film. Very interesting drama here about I believe an ex-wife and a homewrecker or something that she called herself. But I saw the trailer today for this one. Let me know in the comments below if you're looking to check this film out, and this is released today as well. Definitely something to check out. I definitely think there's no making of though. So just take it for what it is, the film and everything like that, because I haven't seen it myself. Let me know in the comments below if you have, and I'll definitely check it out if it sounds really interesting. Okay, let's move on here. So, put myself back on here. We have a giveaway today. So we're going to do the announcement. And how I do announcements for this, I just, I go into, I have a TubeBuddy, if you see here on the top left in the red. And in TubeBuddy, there's some like features here where you can do like a giveaway with comments, which is really cool. So I can go over here to pick a winner, and then I choose all comments. Now I used to click this at first, and then put an at or something like that. So I'm just gonna pick a winner from this last video. So if you were here in this in the last video and you entered into this contest, it'll automatically pick. So I'm gonna pick one, and hopefully there's an IG account. All right, Felicia Bacon. Interesting name. I'm wondering if that's your last name. It says, nice unboxing. We haven't seen it yet or purchased. Looking forward to it. I'd love to enter for the chance to win. Thanks. It says we haven't seen it yet, so I'm expecting you and your boyfriend or husband hasn't seen it. So that's awesome. I'm glad that you have won this, and I'm gonna be sending it to you today. You'll get it right away. Don't forget to comment down below on this video and let everybody know how excited you are for this film and how excited you are to receiving this win here. So congratulations, and I'll go to your IG account. I'm gonna go and do that right now, and then get ready to send it to you. All right, so thanks again. If this is your first time here, my name is Jovanni Santos. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. The notification bell will let you know about all these videos and whenever I do a giveaway, and how you can like enter into these giveaways just like this one, just like Felicia Bacon did as well. And then you could win the newest movie code and check it out. So next time, I believe I could be doing Bad Boys for Life. So with that being said, I believe that is next week. So I'll look into purchasing that and getting that right away, so we can do an unboxing. And in the unboxing video, I'll be doing a giveaway. So that, I believe, could be next week. So let me know in the comments below any of these films that you're looking to check out, and I'll see you here next week.